So there's two problems with our peacock. Let me get them out real quick. In May, we successfully hatched out 7 baby peacocks, or Peachicks, using 2 broody hens and an incubator. One died a few days later of a leg injury, but then 5 more died over the next month, each time a few days apart. And then it got even weirder when the cochin hen that hatched them out died suddenly as well. When we went to get our peacock checked at the vet to make sure he could go in with the other birds in the aviary next year, we had a few problems.
Looks disgusting.
Only one vet clinic in our area would see him. The test didn't get us any answers, and our peacock now mysteriously has a permanently broken wing. But we now know what happened to all of the peachicks that died.
Oh, there's some bugs coming out.
Bugs?
Let me explain.
All right, so we're coming to check on the peacock, and we had an incredible response from people that were willing to help or offer advice or suggestions, and we've looked into just about every avenue that we could. We've gotten a lot of Google searches of bird vets in our area, and we've checked with them. They are not available. They do not take new patients. If you find one that's willing to take a new patient, put them in contact with us, but we haven't found any that are willing to work with our bird. Some have suggested checking with our local zoos. They declined to help. We've checked with Kansas State. They've got exotic vets there, or student vets, and they said they're not working with any birds right now. So it's up to us to figure this out, and we've had some suggestions on what to do. Now, as far as the wing injury, I'm definitely gonna need some help on that, because
I just don't know how we're gonna fix that by ourselves.
the wing injury is still very apparent, and we're pretty sure some people have advised us that it probably was the vet's fault. Probably when they held the wing down, somehow it caused the bone to come out. The second issue we're having are some bugs. That's something that we can check on and we can help with. So I want to get a couple shots of them for you so I can show you what we're dealing with on the bugs. So these little bugs right here, correct me if I'm wrong, but these look like lice. And so they're just feeding on or living in this little part of the bird's arm. They'll slowly just work at and eat away at the peacock. And so this is what we need to treat. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're not gonna take this peacock anywhere. We're gonna take Joey over to our local animal medicine facility, see if we can find something to help with the lice.
All right, Joe, here we go.
So we've been working on some dog training with Joey for the past couple weeks and trying to get her in more social situations. So don't think we're gonna risk it today to take her inside, but let's walk her around a little bit. At least get a little training away from the farm. So how do you feel our training's going so far?
I think she's responding pretty good. She still needs some work. Definitely.
Are you excited to see her
Oh, yes.
behaving better?
I am super excited to see her behaving better. How about you?
All right, Joey, we're gonna go into the store now. Good job. All right, so we're out here with the peacock, and we're gonna do a 3-tiered approach to how we're gonna work on this lice issue. We're not gonna be able to heal the arm right now, but we can at least take care of any lice, because at this point we believe 2 things have happened. So we had 7 peachicks initially. 1 died of a leg issue. The other 5 died along with one of our hens, and then this peacock has been able to survive. But we believe that lice was probably the issue that took out those 5 and the 1 hen. And this current issue, the arm, the vet straightening the arm and doing the blood draw, that might have caused a break in the arm. And so that's a separate issue from the lice issue, which is the first thing that, it's really the only thing we can control. But we have 3 different things. We got 2 while we were there, and then we have 1 here at the house. So 1, this is diatomaceous earth, or DE. And so we're gonna sprinkle this all over the ground. You could even put this right onto the bugs and it should kill them, but we're gonna go ahead and put this all around the ground. And so that hopefully that'll keep the lice from laying eggs in the ground and will hopefully kill them from spreading that way. On the injury and on the lice, we're gonna spray some blue coat. Some of you guys suggested using this, and so it says it should kill different bugs and different infections. So we're gonna spray that right on the arm. And then into the water to deal with any internal parasites or to kill the lice is actually in the body. We're gonna use this right here. And this is one that I'm not sure if I can talk about on YouTube or not. So I'm just gonna show you the bottle. And then if you have any questions about it, you guys are free to message me about it. But we were able to get this from the animal vet store. And then now we're gonna get the water ready, and we're gonna put about 1 milliliter of this into the water. So 1 cc's or 1 milliliter of this stuff, not very much stuff. I'm gonna put a little bit more in here. It's like 3 drops. Now the last thing we need to do is catch the peacock again, and we're gonna deal with these bugs. Now you can inject this stuff right into their mouth and get into their system a little quicker too. I'm just gonna do it through the water, and then here on the arm, we're just gonna use the spray. So right around here, right around that crevice, is a bunch of the lice. So we're gonna apply the blue coat right to the location where the lice are. All right, so there's our blue spot where we've sprayed the broken wing. So I don't see any other spots offhand where there's lice on the peacock. Let's put them back now. We'll check on them the next couple days and see if this starts to resolve the lice issue. So I'm hoping we start to see some results from this almost immediately, that tomorrow we'll see the initial batch of lice are dead. We've read that they'll lay eggs and that so over the next couple weeks they're going to continue to come back even if you kill off that initial batch of them, and so we're going to have to keep treating the peacock for about a month. Now this doesn't stop with the peacock. Right now all we've seen an issue with is the peacock, but we need to treat the other birds on the farm as well. And so we're gonna put some of this solution in the waters around the farm. I think I'm gonna use some of the blue coat because we've got some mite issue with some of our chickens, and we can put Vaseline on there. It's just gonna take quite a bit. And so we're thinking we're gonna try this on some of their legs, and then we're gonna use some of the diatomaceous earth as we go around as well. Becky's here at the Bantam flock. Spread some diatomaceous earth around, cleaning their water out. There's Kelly, our one-eyed chicken.
So here's the example of the leg mites, what they do. They burrow underneath their scales and push them up. They're just cause them discomfort. They don't actually die from that, but I love to treat that because it's such a nuisance.
So putting some Vaseline on their feet's a sure way to help with that. Oh, yep. Yep, this one's got some little lice near its rear end. So seeing some lice on her bottom, lets us know there's a bigger problem here. And so we're going to have to be diligent, make sure all the chickens and birds get treated in each area. So we're over here at the young chicken flock. We're putting some diatomaceous earth around. You can even put it in their feed.
Come on, silly girl.
So now we're at the main flock. We're going to check these guys for mites and lice. And we just checked Amber, and she's looking great. She's one of our oldest chickens. She's 6, maybe 7 years old, and can't find any lice on her, so that's great. So we got a few of them checked right now, but we'll be able to thoroughly check them tonight when they go to bed in their coop. All right, so we've got Blue, the peacock here. Let's see if we can find anything on him. Glad to see, I don't see anything offhand. So he looks good. Now we're checking the pheasants. All right, we've got this female here. She looks clean around her vent area. We've got one of our juvenile red golden pheasant males here. I'm gonna check around his vent and feather area. He's looking clean, so let him go. So this male we had recently added to our mandarin flock. We brought him in from another farm, so I'm gonna check him first. They have so much down on him, it's hard to get all the way to their skin, but he's looking good, but we'll still put some materials in their water and around the coop. All right, so we're done with all the birds over here. Well, Becky reminded me we have emus, but I don't know if I want to, how closely I want to check them.
You check theirs, just put the stuff in their water, just in case.
Yeah.
I'm kind of waiting for Bamboo, excuse me.
Go ahead. Over here at Peekaboo's house. Okay. Woo! Whoa! You never heard that before, have you?
No. That's a new song.
Lastly, we're down here by our pond ducks. It's getting dark now. And we dump out their waters at night so they don't get frozen, and they're pretty muddy too. So we'll just put a little bit of diatomaceous earth around their coop, and then we'll get their waters covered tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna go up in the coop. Woo! All right, got some food in there, guys. Now we can go around to the coops and start to go chicken by chicken and check them. So when we talk about mites causing foot problem, one, look at that toe. That toe is going backwards and it's about to break off. That's how dangerous mites are with their feet. Here's Zebra. He's got some lice on his bottom. This is Dove, our first chicken. She's a black-tailed white Japanese bantam. This is the third one we've seen with some lice. There's Poppy, white-faced blue Spanish. but she's looking good. This one, number 4, has some lice. Our brown rooster, he's got it. Number 6, I think. It's bullish. Feet are pretty bad. This one almost lost the toes on an entire foot. We've sprayed it purple now, but. All right, well, we're done with the Bantam coop, and it was about as bad as we thought. There were probably 7 or 8 that had some lice issues that we saw, and we tried to spray their feet as well, but we're gonna have to work on all of that. So now we're gonna go one by one through the main coop here. First one already had some lice on it, so probably gonna have a lot of that in here, so we'll let you know how it turns out.
So Manny, the Moran's rooster, and the white Moran.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Were the worst. Of course, they're both white, so I don't know if that has something to do with the lights, but oh, it's so nasty.
We got Johnny Cash. Recommend chicken ownership to people now?
I don't know. If you like to look at chicken bugs, it's not that fun.
Let me see those hands.
Undo it.
Blue coat.
Look at her butt. Her butt. What are we having for dinner? Chicken?
Yeah.
You don't know how much I love you.
When we took care of all the birds the other day, we realized we forgot to take care of the Indio Gantes, and we found some lice on them. So here's our big Indio Gante rooster. He's about 3.5 feet tall. He's a big guy. Check it. Rooster actually looked clean, but some of the females we've checked have not been so much.
We're just going through and rechecking some of our chickens. And this is Butters, or Butterscotch. And she's got it kind of bad, so we had to respray her.
So we're gonna spot check a few of them here, especially the roosters that had it pretty bad. See where we're at on it, but I think with the water taking effect internally and then giving them more dust bath areas and diatomaceous earth, I think we'll be able to eradicate it over the next few weeks.
And you almost could tell by how dry their skin looks. It's really dry looking. And here's Zebra. We had to spray him again too. He had it bad.
There's our cool little silky frizzle rooster. This guy's name's Fabio.
Let's see what she looks like.
Or we ran out of the spray, so we're just gonna put a few drops of this on there.
So what do we got here?
This is Manny.
There you go.
He is our Moran rooster, and he had it really bad too. Or if we could just see him better. Oh yeah. You could see him. Just a ton of them. They don't like the light, so as soon as you expose them to the sun, you run off.
I did it.
Not purple anymore.
Oh
yeah,
still see
there's
some
some
movement.
So we're checking our peacock here, and we're gonna keep treating him over the next couple of weeks, but we do see 1 or 2 lice still around. It could have just hatched out. I checked the other day, a day or two ago, and all the lice seem dead, so probably just a few stragglers, and we'll just have to keep on it every couple days. So we've gotten a lot more insight now on what probably took place with all of those Peachicks. The Bantam flock, just so many of the hens, the roosters, they had bird lice all over them. So most likely the red cochin, the silkies, the different birds that we had in hatching out those Peachicks had bird lice, passed it on to those Peachicks, and it just took them out one by one. Peachicks are pretty fragile. As you can see, our peacocks, a lot of our birds are doing just fine with bird lice. They can have it their whole lives and probably do just fine. But babies, whether it be chicks or Peachicks, are just really fragile, and so it just started taking them out one by one, a couple days apart. I know some people wanted us to seclude them. We couldn't figure out where to start, and probably by that point we should have probably tried to separate them, but we didn't even know what we were looking for, and so I think it would have taken them out one by one. They would have already spread to each one of them, so it was just too late by the time they already started dying when we didn't know what was happening. We could have taken any of them to the vet. They could have sent them off to K-State to do a necropsy, where they do an investigation internally and externally to see what kind of parasites there were, and they probably would have found that and let us know. But at that point, we didn't know where to look for, and we couldn't find a vet that was willing to work with us. So
now we know next time we hatch out any kind of eggs, any kind of peacocks, chickens, that we know what to look for when putting a broody hen with baby chicks.
And so somehow this one was able to survive and make it to, you know, pretty close to adulthood without having any issues. But I'm really glad that at least we were able to figure this out and intervene on all of these birds so we can get this hopefully off our property, or at least eradicate it for the time being. So this guy, while he still has a broken wing, at least we can get rid of the bird lice issue. Hope he'll do better with that.
Bamboo, where you at?
So the last thing is dust baths. We want to make some better dust baths for our chickens and all of our other birds. We've been putting some diatomaceous earth around, and yeah, during the summer months we can just pour it on the dirt and then they can bathe around in those. That's how birds will bathe, is in dirt. But in the winter we're gonna have a lot of buildup of snow and rain, and it'll be freezing outside, and that won't work as well. Some kind of bowl or something to put diatomaceous earth in, and we could just do our rubber feeder bowls, but I was curious if anybody had any good ideas, anything that was working for them. And so if you do, let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear about it so we can set something up for our birds to keep them better protected from bird lice in the future. Not words that I ever thought I would say. Life is weird.
So see you next time, Bamboo.